Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk to you about how we can go about online dating in a classy way in 2021. If you're new here, hello, my name is Nicole. On this channel, I typically post videos about how you can level up your lifestyle in certain DIY, certain tangible, practical ways that then give space for you to then go take on professional help and level up your lifestyle in ways that maybe you can't DIY at home. I think when we have a good base of what we are working with, then that allows us to go a lot further when we invest in professional help. So with that, let's get into today's video. I want to talk to you all about online dating. So if you are new here, you may not know that I am married. My husband and I actually did meet off of Tinder. I won't go into that story. I do have a video where him and I filmed together right here over on our vlogging channel, and you can go and review that video. Now with that being said, I had my fair share of online dating experiences, and with that, I think that I have learned how to navigate the space even though I am married and I don't need to navigate the space anymore. So one of the first things that I want you to look at when you are online dating is using that time, using these messages as a way to practice your conversational skills. I've been on a lot of dates and I know a lot of my girlfriends do not have conversational skills at a level where their date can flow with ease and flow with grace. So if a guy messages you, even if you're not fully interested in the conversation, humor it. So many girls just don't even have the conversation because they start analyzing his profile and you make up a story about who he looks like before even conversating with him. I will give you a quick example, but my husband, I didn't like his profile at all. Obviously, now he turned into being my husband, but I looked at his profile and the quote that he had in his bio section, for me, I felt like it sounded like he was really insecure. But I was like, you know what? He also really looks like a nice guy. And look at where that got me. He was a nice guy. He is a nice guy. And I just think that sometimes if we just even practice the art of having a proper conversation, you will be surprised at where that conversation can lead to. Which brings me into my next point, being open. I'll be honest, when I saw my husband's picture, I was like, I think he's taller than me, but I don't think he's as tall as I would like. But oh my goodness, does that really matter? I'm a tall girl. I'm 5'7.5", the half counts. And I think at the end of the day, yes, height matters, but being open to be flexible on some things than another. In regards to physical attributes, I just needed to be with someone who was taller than me. Is he as tall as like a model? No, but you know what? I'm sure there's things about myself that maybe he looked at and he's like, she's not, you know, a model herself. So I think that having grace on both sides and being open to what can be is really important. The next thing that I would love to touch on in regards to online dating is having fun. I think often when we are thinking about dating with intention and dating for marriage, we can be quite serious about it. And when you stop having fun, you stop being playful. And there's something so attractive about being playful. And there's something so attractive in having fun. Now, the next thing that I would love to discuss is don't start fantasizing. It's very easy for us to see a profile, to start talking to a guy a couple of times and then fantasizing your life experience. A girlfriend of mine, she went on a date with a guy once this summer and she had just got out of a very bad failed relationship, and she already started planning with that guy's schedule and what he might be like, and this is this type of job and this is when he's going to be available. And I was like, he is not even giving you that time of day yet. Do not start fantasizing about what can be, but equally be honest about what you are looking for and honest about where you're at. I don't think that we should be rattling off our future children's names on the first date, but I do think it's really important to be honest about what you are looking for. I find when I was online dating, one of the first questions guys would ask is, so what are you looking for? And I felt awkward saying, well, I would like to meet someone. But why do we feel awkward about that? I think from what I'm very analytical. I think what happens is I think that people don't like to say what they're actually looking for because it opens them up to be vulnerable. It opens them up to feel like they can be hurt, but we are gonna get hurt in life. I think that it's about how we get over those hurts. And I don't think that you get far by not being truthful about what you're looking for. And you save a lot of time when you're truthful with what you're looking for. Which brings me into the next point. Do you even know what you're looking for, or are you just lonely? differently. I think sometimes, again, when you are open to people that, you know, might be interested in you, it allows you to understand what you want. I've heard this quote years ago and it's always stuck with me. You never know more of what you do want until you've been shown what you don't want. And I think that's a part of the fun of dating, is that you get to see who is out there. You get to see what you don't want, and that allows you to cultivate and curate what you do want. So understand and get to know yourself. Once you know thyself, you can then know what you are expecting of somebody else and somebody that is going to be your partner. So this is how you're going to go about dating in 2021 and be successful with online dating, is when you know what you want, you will be able to see those qualities shine in other people and understand, okay, this is something that is going to contribute to my life in this way, and this is something that's not going to contribute to my life. Okay, this next point is for you social media savvy people that might be watching this, but hear me out. You know how on Instagram certain type of content works, and then on YouTube certain type of content works, and then on TikTok certain type of content works, and then on LinkedIn certain type of content works. I think last year, just when we were going into lockdown here in England, there was a meme that went around, and it was like what you looked like on Facebook, what you looked like on Tinder, what you look like on Facebook, and what you look like on LinkedIn. Understand that each dating app is going to have its own native voice, and you will have to adapt to that. So whether you're using Bumble and you have to speak to the person first, or you're using Tinder and, you know, you get a lot of likes and people swiping on you, but it doesn't necessarily translate to anything. I actually think that no matter what website you meet someone on, it really is luck of the draw. You don't know the heart behind the person on the platform. I know I was never just looking for a hookup, and I know I was on Tinder, and I know Paul was on Tinder, and he was actually serious about meeting someone. So Tinder gets a bad rap, but I think sometimes it is about the stars aligning and about that fate and that right moment. And I don't think that I don't think that there's going to be one bad platform and one good platform. It's the people that are on the platform. And side note, one of the things that I used to notice with online dating is I would go from platform to platform, and often these guys, their handles were the same on platform to platform, and it was nuts because it was like, oh, okay, I thought this platform was supposed to be more serious, but I can see this guy who clearly is not serious and has been on here for years, he's on this platform too. So understand that you have to use the native voice of each platform is going to get you a lot farther. Furthermore, understand that it is truly sometimes the luck of the draw and the heart of the person that is on the app. So the next point that I have for you ladies, I feel like you really are going to push back on, but hear me out. Get on a call. Get on a call with this guy. Especially at the time when we're filming this, we're currently in a lockdown in the UK, but one of the things that I actually feel like was like a very big key to success with Paul and I was the fact that honestly, go watch the video that I had linked earlier. You'll see kind of what our story was like. But Paul and I FaceTimed and talked on the phone for almost 3 months before we had our first date. So I feel like that gave me the time and the space to get to know him and him to get to know me. And I think that often we don't really like getting on the phone with people we don't know. There's awkward silences, but I think that if you can push through that awkward silence and learn how to conversate, remember the first point I gave you, but I think when you learn how to conversate, you will then be able to elegantly move through those awkward silences, and then they aren't so awkward anymore. Paul can talk my ear off and I can talk a lot as well. So getting on the phone with one another was paramount. And then when we met up, it felt like we knew each other for a really long time. It felt like we were progressed a lot further in our relationship. One of the things I keep on hearing with this lockdown and pandemic situation is a lot of people being really anxiety ridden because they can't go out and date. And I just think, oh my goodness, there are plenty of ways that you could get to know one another even though you couldn't physically meet up. I think that if you are really rushing to physically meet up, you're relying on certain physical characteristics a lot more than getting to know the person. And oh my goodness, if I was single right now, I would be all over Zoom dating. I would like make it so incredibly fun. I think sometimes we need to allow guys pursue us, but equally often guys aren't the most creative person in the situation. So I think that if you have a creative idea on how you can make a Zoom like date situation thrive, I think that would be really fun. I might even do another video on that because I think that you could have an amazing time doing Zoom dating. But that's just, let me know if you want to see that video in the comment. To reiterate that point, get on the phone as quickly as possible and have a conversation with someone. Now, the next point I want to touch on because, you know, it was interesting for me. I have been a content creator for a a really long time, and the pictures that I used on my dating profile, Paul didn't think that they were real. But I didn't have selfies of myself, and I wasn't going out clubbing with my friends and stuff. Like, all of my pictures kind of looked professional. But I did link my Instagram to my Tinder so they could see that I was real. I think that it is really important to make sure that your pictures look like yourself. Paul felt like my pictures looked like myself, so I was all right there. But I do know people who, unfortunately, they are having a bad experience time and time again because their pictures look nothing like themselves. And you're not setting yourself up for success that way. You might get someone to swipe right on you or to like you or to talk to you, but it doesn't go farther than that, because when they meet you, you aren't representing what they saw online. Again, I think if you got on a FaceTime or a Zoom, this would then stop that from happening. If you just put up accurate pictures of yourself, this would stop that from happening. The next thing that I would love to speak to in regards to online dating in 2021 is don't back people into a corner. Again, I have friends who they get themselves into a situation with a guy and then they're so full on, and then next thing you know, they're going on holiday together, they're having a weekend away together. But I feel like men often they don't want to hurt you, and then you back them into a corner of saying yes to something when they actually weren't fully interested, nor have you given that space for them to actually be interested. Understanding how to leave something to be desired is going to be paramount. Furthermore, don't back people into a situation where they feel like they have to say yes to you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Last but not least, I want to speak to this because I think it's very easy to get on these dating sites and be bombarded with options. I personally narrowed things down to 2 people, and one of them was my husband, Paul. Now the other person, I actually have him on Facebook. I see him from time to time, and there was nothing wrong with that person. Just Paul's personality won me over. That being said, I think it's very easy to get caught up on these sites with, looking to the next thing and looking to the next thing, and I really urge you to narrow it down to 1 or 2 people. I can understand you might not want to put all of your eggs in one basket, but I think if you have been strategic and if you have been picking up what the other person is putting down, you will then be able to assess if this is somebody to invest your time with, even if it is in a fun and dating way. Furthermore, if you are not wanting to put your egg in that basket per se, that is telling me that there is something that you don't feel secure with, and if you don't feel secure with that person, that tells me you've picked up on something. Maybe they're not showing you the attention that they need to show you and so forth, but you picked up on something. So take that as a sign. Take that as a sign that you don't think that this is going to go further. So why are you investing your energy in it? And match the energy and the effort that someone is putting into something. If they're not putting in that much effort, that is an answer. So narrow your options down. If you're afraid to narrow your options down, it's because you think that they're not committed. And if they're not committed, why are you wasting your time? Anyways, my friend, I hope this has helped. From a online dating veteran, I hope it's helped. Let me know, would you like to see a video from Paul and I on this? It could be interesting. Let me know in the comments, and I hope you will subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.